Alright. You're recording. Come on, hit the button. There we go. Continuing at Mad Max. Sorry, just felt like my tongue just failed me right there. Continuing in Mad Max. There we go. Didn't have the X sound then it's like I started trying to correct that and just continued to trip over itself. Anyway, continuing in this game. The key was originally provided by WB Games back when I originally reviewed it. And where all the... I want to go up here. Got a minefield up there. Don't know where the other one is. Because I do know that one, I will... there it is, Steve. We'll do that and grab the buggy. And I need to... There.
Let's go rummage, dog.
I'm just trying to think. Do I have anything else to really mention right now? And before, like, you know, pulling up the news stuff? I don't think so. But, so what have I got? The AMD drivers, Immortals Phoenix Rising, and the ARM acquisition stuff. So, yes, AMD finally released the... They had been keeping a yearly cadence. They kind of slipped this time. 4 months. Because, hasn't it been in November, December that AMD's typically been releasing the, like, major driver overhauls? Where AMD adds in new features and stuff like that. They had been doing that, I think, in November, December, but no, it was only now. It's only in April now that they finally did that. The new 2021 edition. And they did definitely do good stuff. They added some good stuff. What they didn't do, though, is add the one thing that probably most people are waiting for, are looking for. And that is the Fidelity Effect Super Resolution. Good thing I stopped one. But there was still a lot that they did do, that they did add, that would have many people happy. Should have many people happy. Alright, let's deal with this guy. One that I'm sure various people are pleased with. It never really bothered me that much. But it is nice to see they are offering a minimal install option. See, with all, you know, these yearly updates, we've been adding new features and such. Some people don't care for them. They don't want them there. Like, I will admit that having a built-in web browser new driver, not really so necessary. Though people have pointed out that that does give you, like, easy access to it. Because, I mean, yes, the Steam overlay does offer that. Does have a web browser built in, but not every game is on Steam. So being able to pull it up in the, like, driver overlay could be useful. I never used it, but you know, it's not horrible to have, but I definitely understand why you don't want it there. With minimal install, that will be missing. There's also a driver only option. But you can also, with the full install, just go and toggle it off. So that was one. I feel like that direction is where I'll find the other minefield. But no, they added various other things, like another thing that is a quality of life improvement that, yeah, definitely I'm going to enjoy. Although I haven't put it on the desktop, I've only installed on the test system. Is instead of it being a slider for chill, the Radon Chill feature, which that really is one of my favorite features in the AMD drivers and has been for years. Is instead of it just being a hang on. I'm getting all screwed up for a reason. Instead of it just being a slider where once the slider was highlighted, you could hit left and right, the left and right arrow keys to move it more precisely. Oh, cool. To move the value up and down more precisely. You can now actually, they are text fields, so you can properly just, select in the text field and type in the number. Which, yes, I am certain myself and many others are going to be happy with that. And also, I think that one of the first drivers, one of the earlier drivers that implemented chill, so this was years ago, I think that it did actually have that capability. So it was lost with one of the UI overhauls. Okay. There's still more. The symbol hasn't gone away on the map. Yep. Back. The one thing, though, that I wish I could do some experiments with, but unfortunately I can't because it requires an RDNA GPU, so 5000 series or 6000 series, or one of the Ryzen 4000 with Radeon graphics, so one of the Ryzen 4000 APUs, requires those to have support. It is color deficiency correction, which I'm saying I'm good, but my dad, he is actually partially colorblind. And by partially, I just mean the whole, to be straight, completely colorblind, you can not see colors, it is just luminance, is exceedingly rare. So, yeah, it's he has issues with red and green, though. Which is why, in some game reviews I've done, when I look at that stuff, and it's like, yeah, these don't do anything for... I use a stand... I'm doing it again, where I'm just tripping over my own tongue. What I look for is a pick tomato stand. Okay, I mean, because in lots of games I've seen, the colorblind modes, all they do is change the UI. It's like, okay, that's fine, except it's not, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But it's like, that's... I mean, look at the UI in this game. It's not that much. I mean, does it really matter if you get those colors right? Some, but if there's something in the body of the image that you can't, that somebody who is deficient in some way, has some form of colorblindness, they're not going to be able to do anything. It's like that. The colorblind modes don't do anything for that. It's just the UI. So that's part of the reason I'm so interested in this new deficiency setting in the Radeon drivers, because in theory, being on the driver's side, it's by the custom color profiles and such. In theory, I would think that means then that it would be applied universally, would be applied to the full image. Did I maybe miss something down here? Oh, no, I did get it. Okay. Oh, it was... I was noticing the yellow, and it still being that. That's because of the buggy. So yeah, I would love to, try that. And so also, it's not just a simple toggle on where you select the game, select the kind of colorblindness you have. It's actually sliders, 3 sliders, one for each type. I don't know if they can be done together or not, but it still is, it, has multiple, it has all 3 there with multiple values for each. And that, when I saw that was a feature, it's like, ooh, I'm going to get this on the test system, and then, when my dad gets home from work, gonna be able to start experimenting, figure out what it is that works best for him, and then it's like, oh, it's only supported by those GPUs, and the newest I have is a Vega. Ah, well. But yeah, because I am hopeful that it would achieve my picking tomatoes standard, which, in case you can't guess, it's because my dad has trouble picking tomatoes. I mean, it's nothing too horrible. It's just okay. But it is
For a cent.
because of the red-green issues he has. Picking tomatoes can be quite hard because you're trying to look for these red shapes against green. It's like making sure that they are like the proper color red, that they have ripened and such. That can be challenging for him. It's just that is exactly a scenario that you could have in a game to a degree, where it's like you need to pick some red plant, like red berries on a green bush. No colorblind mode that I've seen in any game would help with that. Well, maybe this thing would. And also, just every time that I've had him look at a colorblind mode in a game, none of the modes actually help him. They all make it harder for him.
We're heading out, dog.
And I'm not kidding. It's like, because I look at them and it's like, I wonder, is the idea like it's showing me what somebody with with colorblindness sees? I don't know, and it's not like I can really ask my dad that, because I mean, I don't know how he sees things. You kind of can't convey that to me. But yeah, I've never been impressed with them. Because, I mean, legitimately for me, it's like, okay, he has issues with red and green, so it would make sense then that a colorblind mode of some form...
Gotta call for him now.
Yeah, why not? Would put the colors away from each other. So for him, it's red and green that are the problem. Okay, so if it were to just map red to a different color, or map green to a different color, or both, just somehow pushing those away, that would make sense. I turn on a colorblind mode, and to me, it's like, okay, now I've got three things that are all like different shades of red. It's like some are darker, some are brighter. It's like, how's this gonna help? And I was hoping to just call Chum, but it's not coming. So yeah, it's whatever. What were some of the other changes that came? They put the recording and streaming stuff, those controls, all in a single tab now. I don't remember all the other stuff. I mean, it was good stuff, but not necessarily. Sometimes when they've added, it's like, here's very significant stuff. This felt like a decent amount was more, not necessarily under the hood, but content, but changes that will not be as valuable to some. Oh. It's not the big stuff like, oh, here's the super resolution. Which even then, I wonder if that will actually be a driver side thing. I mean, since it's a fidelity effect, that's what it will be ultimately. I could believe then that it's like, nah, this isn't something that needs to be driver side. It's like the fidelity effects CAS isn't. The sharpening filter isn't. It is also in the drivers as the radon image sharpening, so you could see it added as something like that, I could believe that, but it itself, it might be, no, that's just, you know, in the game or not. Unless they were... If they were to get it to be a just driver side enabled, a lot of people I think would be very happy. And it's like that would be a significant blow to NVIDIA as well, because that is not currently possible with DLSS. Is it possible to do that? I don't know. It would depend on especially the use of motion vectors, because some of that stuff you could probably get in a post-processing manner, but if you can get it inside of the within the engine, that would probably be best. Well, can always do this. And one thing also I do feel like adding concerning the fidelity effects super resolution, people being like, oh, it's taking too long. It's like, well, remember DLSS when it first came out was crap. And it took NVIDIA, what, a year to improve that? To get us DLSS 2.0? So it's like, you know, taking their time is not a bad thing. Like, if I can just yank them, why not? Whee!
Cockroach looking for a corpse.
He's like, you know, it's important to get it right, not just get it fast.
I want the king. Fight me.
There's also the news that some fidelity effects are actually coming to the Xbox Series X/S. Which, I mean, yeah, this is, you know, I'm mainly concerned with PC news, PC-related news, but it still is, you know, that could prove a good thing as far as, like, porting. It's like if you have an effect on console, it might be easier then to also... It's always easier if you can reduce the amount of work it would take to have something implemented on every platform. Okay, that must just be the secret. Well, I actually do want to check. Sometimes they also... No, okay. It's like sometimes there's a winding path there that will have some. Not in this case. Okay, so the next piece of news I have written down is that the third and final expansion for Immortals Phoenix Rising has released. And it was kind of funny for me because, like, I saw that and it's like, oh, that's right, I forgot that was coming and that it was around now. It has been my intent since I reviewed the game and realized that the key Ubisoft gave me did include the season pass to review the DLC. Just how scheduling has been for me recently, I haven't had the time to get really started in it. Just other things I had to get taken care of first, but I have put in time into the base game, actually continuing in the New Game Plus, just to, you know, get a feel for the game again, because the controls are a bit different. Like, dodging in that is Alt, whereas here it's Control. So I'm gonna have to remember that. Things like that. But yeah, I was doing that yesterday, and it was just I couldn't make sure I had a block of time that I could dedicate to actually, oh, this, to ensure I didn't have the ability to ensure a certain block of time for reviewing purposes, was my problem. So I just didn't bother with it and focused on the working in the New Game Plus so that, I could not be totally incompetent. But it is also interesting because it looks like the DLC itself is accessed by just clicking on new buttons in the main menu. But there are also missions within the game, within the base game, that you can go and do that tie in. So what I'll probably do then for the review is first do that mission, and then the in-map mission, then either it'll give the prompt to take me straight there, or something like that. Or I'll just have to save, go out and get it. I don't remember what the flashlight is. 3, okay. But I am looking forward to doing it, working on that, because hopefully I'm remembering correctly how how I concluded that review. That it's not a perfect game. There are issues with it. I do recall it getting boring because so much of it is you explore and you're just doing the same thing, like kill the enemies in the area to open up the chest, do a puzzle to open up a chest, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's kind of boring. Doesn't have much flavor to what you're doing, but it was still, fun. More or less you should just know that that's what you're getting into. And also there were the I don't remember what the vaults, that's right. That some of them were real pain to do. But hopefully won't have, oh, that's what I have to hold and then hopefully it won't be too bad in the DLC. Come on. But it was still, a fun enough game that I have been looking forward to the DLC. So I'm glad that they're finally all out so I can do that.
All that water seems wasteful now.
Listen! God! Raggedy man!
Okay. Okay, I must have come in by the other way. Also would have gone there. That finishes up this rat. No, is there anything else to really mention with that? I don't think so. Getting a drink of water, though. Much better. And the last thing I have in the news here to talk about is the announcement, I guess, that the UK is triggering a national security review of... It's like, yes, I haven't actually been noticing it. Of the NVIDIA's attempt to acquire ARM. Which it also just occurred to me I really should have reviewed how exactly how ARM works. because it is different than other companies. So I'm trying to spot any insignia. None around here. So I'll go back in and try to find it. Yeah, so the acquisition may or may not then go through. It depends. But it does make some sense to be cautious because of how much uses ARM today. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens with that. And what is that deal? Was it 40 billion, I think? That's what Nvidia was wanting to pay. And there might prove to be other objections to it as well, because yeah, like one thing that I was seeing talking about ARM, how it is presently owned by SoftBank. Which my understanding is it is basically an investment type firm, so you know that ownership is here's the money so that you can do more stuff. We think you can be profitable and we'll make money because of you being profitable. Whereas Nvidia they're going to be more hands-on, I would think. I mean, regardless of what they may say or claim, it's like, well, no, you are a significant technology company purchasing another one. There's going to be influence one way or another. And when I say one way or the other, I mean it could be good, it could be bad, it could be neutral. There's more ways it could be neutral than either good nor bad, probably. So it's like, not necessarily a huge concern. But it is, well, from an end user perspective, but yeah, government regulators could be like, we want to make sure of certain things. Now also, well, no, that was last week. I talked about the news about Nvidia having put together a server targeting ARM system that would also be paired with Nvidia GPUs for use in, well, not just servers but also supercomputers, stuff like that. High performance computing, HPC stuff. And yeah, it will be interesting to see what comes of all that. And I also saw some, where was it?
We must get on with our sacred mission.
Somewhere I also saw it talked about that
War party.
okay, so ARM has this somewhat unique philosophy or mechanism, however you want to put it, to how it works, where there are different ARM architectures and generations to the architectures, like Zen 1, Zen 2, Zen 3, Kaby Lake, Rocket Lake, Comet Lake, and so forth for AMD and Intel. But my understanding is it's also a block system. And what I mean by that is there are certain blocks to the ARM designs such that I might not be able to take this thing out. Such that somebody like, say, Samsung could be like, yeah, I only need this, so I'm only going to use these blocks, I don't need the others, and then it's like they partner with ARM, they get the license that they need, and they just take the blocks they want, put those into their design, and move on. I am not sure how I'm supposed to get rid of that one. I'm sure it'll come up, though. And one thing that I saw, I just don't remember where it was now. It does annoy me. Was that Intel's strategy going forward, where they have the different tiles that can be combined together, including even different manufacturing processes. What I was seeing being claimed was that could allow Intel to have a similar kind of structure where it's separate tiles, separate blocks that can be put together to give a customer for them whatever they want. Now, of course, that customer, you know, it's going to be the likes of like Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter. It's like the companies that are going to be buying, you know, like hundreds of products at a time. It's not like you and me. Though I do wonder, it might still have a certain trickle down for the consumer. Because I do remember, I think it was a level 1 text video a while ago. Well, one thing that was mentioned is that there are components in consumer products, consumer AMD and Intel CPUs that aren't used by any consumer. That is, you know, like Amazon wanted a certain feature, and rather than make a completely custom CPU for them, it was basically said, we can just, you know, leave this in the... We can just leave this in the design for the consumers. I mean, it won't be exposed to them. It won't do anything to hurt them. It won't do anything to help them, so we can just do that. And I could believe that Intel's tile system could also be applied then in a similar, in like a, okay, well we just, you know, won't give the consumer this specific tile. There we go. Once he lost that shield, he was easy. Yeah, I could believe that, but I don't know if that's something that, if that's what would actually be what comes.
This better be real dog food.
And I don't know with AMD because it's like that's not really the design that they're going with concerning the their modular design. And I could believe that they wouldn't go to that design, in part because it's like they don't do the fabrication themselves. That's Intel that does that.
First all sea life disappeared and then the water. Our origin's gone forever.
I mean, it still could be something that does arrive eventually. Check. How long have I been going? I don't think it's been that long. Yeah. I'll go down, like, sweep around to get those. Because, yeah, I don't think I can get that scarecrow yet. I'll still go over there and look at it some more. It's all the way over there.
Red tank! Shoot! Shoot! Roadkill approaching!
See, and I don't... Oh, there's also something to do right up here. I also don't remember if it's... You may get something that you can use to destroy it from this distance.
Don't! Just come here!
Oh, I could block. There we go. Oh yeah, one other thing I can talk about. I was able to get more switches, more mechanical keyboard switches to review. So I am currently using a set in the NK65. Do I want to name them yet? I don't know if I want to name them. I mean, I guess I can. It doesn't really matter. I got the switches from One Up Keyboards, and I did have to purchase them, but I was given a discount, so yeah, they did help me with it. It wasn't just, you know, I purchased them outright, or that they were given to me freely. Well, given to me for free, I mean. But they are the Purple Pandas. So they are tactile switch, which most any panda you see will probably be a tactile switch. And I actually like them a lot more than I was initially expecting. I still consider the W4s that I've got better. And those were also provided by One Up Keyboards back when I did the build. One Up Keyboards build. Yeah, I do definitely like those better. But, you know, these are actually quite nice. These really are quite nice. I'm definitely like them better than the Novelty Blueberry switches, which are also tactile switches, but they're very flat, and I don't like a flat switch. The tactile bump there is quite flat. I don't care if these have a nice rounded bump.
Steel Titans still blight the lands here.
And I don't really want to say more than that. You know, leave something for. Okay. For when I actually get to writing the review for them. Maybe it's with that I get up there. Yes, okay, I see.
What a great glory!
There we go. So just need to be careful. There we go. The other switches I got were both linear switches. But I'm doing those second because they're the ones that I want to try lubricating. So they came dry. The Purple Pandas, it actually says, come very likely lube. And I can believe that, just as far as it is very smooth. It really is quite smooth. I'm not that I really fully know what the impact of lubing is. I can tell with like how the Silk Yellows feel so much smoother than the Novelty Creams, which are the two linear switches I got. But it's like, I mean, these do feel quite smooth. I'm not sure how one could necessarily lubricate them more even for a smoother feeling. Not that that wouldn't be possible. I don't have enough experience to say that they could be better, that there is a way that they could be improved through additional lube. But no, the linear switches that I got, though, they, at some point, I will also lubricate them, and because of that, I want to be able to do them more so back-to-back, so I'm going to do those later. I mean, you know, first to dry, and then lubricate them. And probably also film them, since I got those. Because I did order films for doing that. Switch film. Far away am I? Okay. I just wanted to check that it is still worth sticking to the road. Here it comes in.
Forget not the grand oath Show what sits on the hood! Right after us! Stop it! It will tear that tire right off!
Nothing time.
Expose him and stick him!
Ow.
Hurry up.
She's here!
There you are.
Come here. That's what you do. Alarm! Ray! Hey, I was gonna kill him.
There we go. Perfect.
Might be able to roll up closer in this.
Not really the point. No, actually, I will hang on to this. Because I don't think... I'm almost certain I don't have that. But I thought I did get the... Alright.
Bring the artifact!
Need to be able to get to it first. Let's mop up some here.
Legendary!
There we go.
Keep an eye out. No surprises.
I think that actually is one that I want to use. I just don't remember what it's affected. Oh, there's that scarecrow. Oh, no scrap. There. Actually, these are the last two things. Cool. Actually, I'll be honest, I don't like the idea of ramming it with this. It doesn't look that sturdy.
I found you!
There. This. Which may or may not give me any cover from this guy up here. It probably won't, because it's only the roadkill faction that won't attack me. Thanks. Yeah, he knows. You could be closer, chum. You really could. Awesome. All right. So that sure. Yeah, it'll just be these two that I work on. Which actually, I think it might now be that I'm able to access them because I lowered the threat level. Because I think at least one of them was kind of like blind over. Oh, hey, you got something here. I don't want to skip that, because I might not remember to come back. Or if nothing else, it's more convenient now than later. And drink of water. Alright. Is that what I've been looking at? I thought the balloon up there was actually the tower. No, it's behind. Which is not so bad, really. Whee! It just occurred to me I might not actually want to do this intel encounter yet. Yeah, I could actually just leave it for the next part even. But I just mean if I, oh well. That's what it was, okay. I wasn't sure if I would keep it, but yeah, so that is rather annoying that I lost that. I'm sure I'll encounter another that I can get. Oh, figures. I wanted to push it out of the way so I could get this one piece of scrap. Turns out, didn't need.
You may be treating us good now, but I don't trust you one bit.
Yeah.
You've been keeping it busy. Keep it up and our deal stands.
Strange.
Where? There it is.
You worthless skink sacks! Can't think with that damn racket in my ears.
Okay, it doesn't look like I have any way to get that to, just give me water right now.
Yeah, I heard whispers down the way about some dune drifter fitting your looks. Supposed to be special.
Not that. Attack boost. I don't know where it's installed though. Okay, it was on. Stick the new one on the phone. I think now here. And not worried about. Alright, this is 5, so that's 250.
Like that, it's a good handle on things, I think.
Alright, that should be enough then. Yeah, it should have saved after doing that. If nothing else, it's saved because I came into the fortress. And definitely the building of the water tank would achieve that. Would have caused a save. Alright. Yeah, I do kind of like that these would come out to be an hour, because I like the game. I want to be able to spend time in it. Alright, well, with that, just see you next time.